Hello guys, what's up? I'm Brian, and today I have a little confession to make. It's true, before I was actually into Transformers, I was into Build to Rule. But not because it was Transformers, but because they were for building toys. There was a point in time where I did not care for Transformers at all. I watched some of the cartoons and that was pretty much it, but I was really into Bionicle and building Lego sets, including robots. So when I saw Built to Rule at I think it was Save on Foods for some reason, they had a whole shelf of Built to Rule Transformers, I decided to get it because robot, built out of Lego. Seemed like the coolest thing. And the reason why that's a hard confession to make is because Built to Rule is looked upon as one of the worst Transformers toy lines, and people are gonna think that my opinion isn't going to matter anymore. Well, screw that. I'm gonna open up and I'm gonna talk about Built to Rule. I'm actually going to react to these Built to Rule Transformers and see how amazing they truly are. Alright, so first off is Cyclonus, and as you can see, his helicopter mode looks pretty decent. I like the helicopter blades. I think that's a nice touch. I believe this came with the Megatron, and it was part of a 2-pack that I really wanted. And it came with a little minicon that was Crumple Zone that eventually became a big giant green car thing. Let's take a look at the robot mode if we bear to squint right now, because we can barely see it for some reason. You can see that he has a purple crotch and giant wings coming out of his hips. I think that is a deformity. I'll just search it up on TF Wiki. Some of these are going to be from TF Wiki, some of these are going to be from TFW 2005. Yep, there he is, and he's got his big giant gun that he could barely hold because all these joints were kind of loose. There were ratchety joints, but they were not well designed. And then there's his head, which usually for these Built to Rule figures is just a little panel that you just plug onto the front. So what these Built to Rule figures is, you got this block of a transforming toy that just folds up, and then you put all the pieces together and you make an alt mode around it, and then in robot mode you just open it up, the legs just swing out, and you got these 4 corners that stick out, 2 of which has the arms attached to them, and it's just completely awkward, and then you built it up, and some are underneath the arms, so it just makes things way more awkward. Anyways, moving on to his pack mate, which is Megatron. Again, I apologize for the very tiny image. I don't know why Megatron looks like he's going for a nice walk in the rain or something. He seems to be happy about whatever. He's got his giant head horn things, and he's got some missiles coming off the side, so that's interesting. What's funny is the larger figures actually had knee articulation, but the smaller ones didn't. See, when they sold these, they usually show at the front of the box the alt mode, and I think that was the best part because the robot mode looked like and you can see that the feet are what's attached to the pincher things. That's interesting in a way, maybe. They also did have little minicons, but they would just transform and build kind of weird. Like, they would always T-pose and their legs would stick forward and they barely stand up. Anyways, moving on to Hotshot. That's a cute little car. It kind of reminds me of Bumblebee, just extended and more wide, but at least he's got a couple of guns on top, and you can see again that minicon, which barely looks like Jolt. And then there's the robot mode, where the guns are apparently melee weapons and he's swinging them around or something. You can see that the canopy becomes the crotch section, and you'll see that a lot in Built to Rule because they could not fit that on the chest properly because that would get in the way of the arms. But that wouldn't matter because things would get in the way of the arms anyways. Let's see, Red Alert. Red Alert's got a cute little ambulance vehicle truck mode. See, the alt modes are fine. It's the robot modes that really suffer. And it's all mainly because of this gimmick. Red Alert he looks like a troll. I just imagine him going, "Nyeh." See, now here's the thing about the Optimus Prime. The Optimus Prime truck mode looks pretty good, I gotta say. Apparently, you could stick the minicon on the very top of the truck or on the back because it shows the minicon on the back of the truck, but it shows the port on the top of the truck. And the robot mode I'm not gonna talk too much about because I recently just put this back in my collection. This is the Built to Rule Optimus Prime. Not complete, it's missing a ton of parts, but most of it's there, and I'm a sad individual. My Starscream fell over. That's a spoiler to the next one. What the hell is wrong with Demolisher? It looks like he's doing this weird little sidestep, but look at his neck. It looks like something just whacked at his throat with 2 missiles and he's choking and swung back from it. His tank mode looks alright. I do like the fact that it's got treads, but his robot mode just looks awkward. Kind of looks sad. Are you okay, buddy? Demolisher has always been my favorite, but what the hell's going on here? But it also comes in midnight blue. See, Starscream is the other one I have. That, completely broke apart. It's weird because his chest went the other way, but he actually had the cockpit chest in the right position, so I guess that's good. And you can see how floppy and weird these guns are. You plug them sideways, or you do this or something. Either way, I kind of like these two. I don't know, I was a young kid, so I didn't really mind. I am Starscream with my little minicon swindle that kind of looks like a Volkswagen. I mean, I've got it right here. It's missing an arm. I think I've got it somewhere, but yeah, that's apparently supposed to be Swindle. That's the little race car. And here's whoever is supposed to be not Bumblebee that comes with Optimus, just because I feel like I'm gonna leave him out. If you don't count Optimus Prime and just count the minicon in general, that's the only one I've got that's complete. Look who's stepping into the ring. He looks prepared. And again, he comes in midnight blue as Thundercracker with Zapmaster. Look at little Zapmaster. Alright, so here's where things get a little interesting. For the Energon era, which unfortunately got cancelled, these figures started experimenting a little bit more. It's kind of like at the near end of the Creo line, where we got the Cyber Battalion figures. So let's go ahead and see how crazy and weird these ones are. Alright, so Scorponok in his alt mode looks fine. He's got the tank treads as opposed to the spider legs, which is fine. And he's got a scorpion. I said spider, it's scorpion. He's got the scorpion tail. He's also got giant shovel claw things, which is totally fine. That's Scorponok. That's Scorponok. Okay, to be fair, he's got the head. He's got a teal Decepticon logo on his foot. I like that. What do you want me to say? If you showed me this and I did not know it was Scorponok, I'd go, what the hell is that? And if you told me that was Scorponok, I would have been like, please get out. See, okay, I like this. Energon Starscream, that's a very nice looking alt mode, even though it looks like a jet on top of another jet. You can see the other jet's wings underneath it. But I like the transparent green, I like the dark color scheme with it. I think this one flows pretty well. And then we take a look at the robot mode, and that actually looks kind of decent. You know, it's not that well articulated, but at least it has some decent flow to it. The parts seem to wrap around it a little bit more. There's some consistency to its design. That's a good, I almost called it a Creo. That's a good build-to-rule figure. And then there's Inferno, a little tiny little Inferno that kind of looks like a moon rover type thing more than a fire truck, which I guess that's fine. These were just little tiny things. Is that the canopy sections to the build-to-rule Armada Optimus Prime being used as the base? And now I just realized that's also the guns from the same figure. They didn't even let him have his tires. How the hell does that look like Energon Ironhide to anyone? I get that these were buildable figures, but I don't even think the McDonald's Inferno would look like that. At least it's got a missile thing and a head. I don't even know if it's got legs. I don't even know if it's got upper arms. Alright, Energon Optimus Prime, who seems to have his base on some sort of oil platform display thing. And it looks weird. It's got tires on the back. I guess if you're into that, cool, good for you, but this is still weird. In his truck mode, he just doesn't flow entirely. I get it, because it's the Energon Optimus Prime. It's weird anyways. I do like the hoses on the back trailer thing, but other than that, I don't really care. And then his robot mode, it looks almost okay, but the torso is odd. He's got these big baggy pants for whatever reason, and his head looks like a KO figure that just got smushed at the factory. It doesn't even have consistent colors. I'm seeing some light blue in there. And then also this is Armada Jetfire. I couldn't find any better images of this guy. It's pretty weird. You can definitely see how they transform. You can see how the arms just fold in and then at the waist there's this joint that rotates up and folds the legs entirely in. It's just, what the hell am I looking at? That face! It has seen nightmares! What is this? What is this, and why is it cute? Why is it a thing? Why do I love it? I, strangely enough, want this thing. I wish it wasn't cancelled. I see you, Weird Al! And last but not least is Energon Ironhide, whose, again, truck mode looks pretty decent to me. Actually, that looks fine. That looks alright. There's a nice consistent flow to the overall truck design. I like the silver that flows with the entire sides. Yeah, that's alright. In robot mode, that's looking a little weird, but, I mean, we have definitely seen worse. I like the gun on the side of the arm, and he's got wings for whatever reason that is going to pop off right away. That is attached to one stud that's on a cornered thing, angled off to the side. That's what? I guess if it has a piece underneath it to help connect it, but if it doesn't, then... Ooh. See, this is what I like about the Built to Rule line. There's kind of this charm to it, but also at the same sense, they weren't that complex, and I think that's what Creo missed in its first run, because he had these entire Transformers toys that you would have to build to construct an alt mode, and then rebuild to construct a robot mode. Well, some of them had, 100, 200, maybe 300 parts? Who's going to sit there and build a 300-part Transformer toy just to get it into alt mode and robot mode? That just seems like a lot of work to do something. Especially for people who want a Transformer toy that goes into alt mode and robot mode like that. I'm not saying we need simplified Transformers or anything like that. I'm just saying that this was a lot to deal with. I like spending about 5 minutes with the Transformer toy at most, or 10 minutes depending on its complexity and size. But if I'm gonna sit there for a half hour to build a Transformer toy, that's not going to do so well. And again, that's why I like the Built to Rule Starscream, and I played with that thing a lot, is because it was so simple to convert. But hey, that's just me. What do you guys think about the Built to Rule line? Was this interesting? Probably not. Please comment below, let me know. Please like, comment, share, subscribe to all those fun dudettes, and I will see you guys next time.